awesome. Yeah.
Okay, well, welcome to this friendly Friday with the Marketing Lifeline, and in conversation with like-minded people who just like to share and share alike. And having had some technicalities today as we go, but we're still here to just share with you, as today we're going to be looking at an entrepreneurial journey for a change, as we kind of change our topics every week. And now this is going to be one of our newer topics, just really learning and being inspired by entrepreneurs, because we all need to know that life is not perfect and we can never give up, and we've just got to keep going. And today I'm joined by Phiwa Vilakazi from Idwala Property Group, and he's going to be sharing with us his entrepreneurial journey. So thanks so much for joining us this morning, Phiwa. I really do appreciate you taking the time to share with us.
Thank you so much, Megan. Thank you for having me. Really an honor to be here.
Awesome. And we'll just go straight into the questions, because I know Phiwa's on a bit of a time constraint, and he says he gets incoming calls on a permanent basis because he's in the property game. So people are always buying and selling. So let's hear a little bit more about Phiwa, and tell us, when did your entrepreneurial journey also begin, and how did it happen?
That's actually a lovely question. Basically, I guess I've always been in that entrepreneurial space. I mean, from selling crackers in primary school and a bit of high school to finding myself actually assisting my sister in a family business, in a real estate family business, where I was just basically just producing flyers there. I think it was 2011 or 10 when I started, because I matriculated in 2009, and I basically just jumped into the real estate space. There was an opening for an admin position. And then when I just started to see all the commission slips coming in, I knew that this would actually help solve a lot of my problems. If I could just become an agent, I would be able to pay for my tuition. So it all just basically grew from just persistence. Yeah. So I'm still here.
Awesome. Okay, so it started in the property game, just being inspired by seeing what other agents were earning, and so you too want to earn this, have the same commission in your pocket, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but now obviously, you know, an agent still being an entrepreneur, because you kind of, you don't get a set salary, you have to work for your money. Tell us what's some of the hardest things for you kind of getting on your own? So yes, I know it always sounds amazing being your own boss, but share with us some real hard calls that you went through in the time of starting to become now an agent.
Yeah, well, obviously taking care of your operations costs and your overheads. There's the fixed monthly expenses, as well as so companies' personal monthly expenses, as well as your own personal expenses. And yeah, just the fight for cash flow, and the fight to also be relevant in the market. I mean, real estate is not really difficult as in carrying heavy bricks, but yeah, the administration behind it, and creating the necessary relationships to be, an active real estate agent is quite the task, There's a lot of agents, they come on and they fall off because it's not as easy as it looks. But if we just work towards being good, doing good, and keeping a community orientation, it does make you add value to the market that you serve. So I'm just basically still sticking.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things, is it's if I can also just kind of put my head into it, thinking, we all think, shucks, the commission is so awesome.
Yeah.
But having said that, you're running your own business, so there are still those overheads, there are still those costs as well. And I suppose that's with any business, really. There is starting costs, there's running costs, there's monthly costs that need to be accounted for, because now there's nobody else that can cover these for you. So I've kind of noted cash flow probably being one of the hardest realities, from a month-to-month salary to now kind of managing your own. And then another one I also want to know is what continues to be a challenge in your business, because obviously it starts out and we learn and we work around it, but yeah, just share with us what continues to be one of the biggest challenges in your business.
Yeah, well, there is that element of, if you are doing something right, your database is obviously going to grow. And, just having to meet your clients' expectations, it just becomes more and more difficult in this fast-paced, ever-changing world. And, it's just a case of being able to have your ear on the ground, as much as you can find yourself becoming more aloof as you want to take on bigger and better challenges. You have to find a way to actually collect the client's needs and be able to actually add value, not just to yourself as a person or an entity, but also to the clients. And that is quite the biggest challenge. I wish I was everybody's favorite agent, but there's so many variances that happen in between a transfer and also with a rental. So it's, I guess, just what keeps me sane in that space is knowing that I do always have the best interest at heart for my clients. So yeah, even though it's quite a tricky one with so many people to deal with, I have to make it happen. I am that guy. So yeah.
The people pleaser, what?
Well, not really yeah, I am a people pleaser.
Well, it's not a bad thing, I guess, because let's be honest.
Well, maybe.
Dealing with customers generally is probably the hardest challenge most of us have to do, because obviously
and I love people.
Well, that's it. So I think it's a good place to be in, because you probably work with a lot of different people, not only buyers, but prospect buyers as well, that are just shopping or, renters.
Which I really enjoy.
Yeah. So let's look at some top tips, because we always like to leave with a few top tips, having gone the journey of the last 10 years, 12 years. So let's just share with us, entrepreneurs out there that are either looking to go onto their own or possibly on their own and going, what am I doing here? I'm fighting the struggle of pleasing customers. I'm fighting the struggle of cash flow, or maybe just being alone. So what top tips can you share with other entrepreneurs right now that can give them any sense of hope or guidance from your experience?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, maybe I can just start off with,
You put yourself on mute. Sorry, Phiwa. Thanks.
Sorry, did I go on mute? Sorry. So I was just saying, I don't think it's possible to fail if you put your mind to anything. So just if you've got that vision, I would say one of the best things is to write it down. You don't really have to have like a very clear plan about what it is you want to achieve, but if you can just see yourself in that space, you'll definitely be able. And first, you have to keep that image that you see, and then if you can just persist in taking whichever route to eventually get to, where you want to be. And I guess at the beginning of every journey, because you might just have, this hype and passion and everything, and that romance for business, you're going to have to quickly surround yourself with, the professionals around that industry. So as soon as possible, get a mentor, get somebody to shadow, read your articles, do your research, just to keep that dream alive, because the common thing, especially maybe in this country's economic environment, people feel that being in business doesn't have the necessary security. But I don't think any kind of employment, whether self or just standard employment, is secure. So as long as you're secured with your passion, then at least you got something to live for. So that's one thing, right?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think that for me is the one, as you just mentioned now, amongst all the others, is your passion can keep it alive as well. So, and totally, it doesn't mean you're safe in corporate, but as you say, with your passion and you're doing what you love, that should, what do they say? When we love what we do, we never work a day in our life. Okay. Well, I don't know how true that really is. But the reality is it does. Passion drives us, just, I guess, passion leads to then money, and then money is the main driver of it all.
Of course.
And then just a last one, which is something you've touched on as well, which was fantastic that you mentioned, that is like surround yourself with people and mentors as soon as possible. But if you could start all over again, say minus kind of 12 years ago, what is the one thing that you would change having gone into this journey alone?
Yeah, so I would have believed in myself a whole lot sooner. It does happen that you feel inspired about yourself, but inspired about something, but then the belief side of things, especially in the environments whereby there's not a lot of self-employed people. Like you said, I touched on it a bit, because the importance of finding people that are already there. And I mean, we live in such a good time and age where you don't have to see anybody close to you physically doing what you want to do. You can actually just go online, listen to some inspirational content, listen to the guy you want to be like, or just to help the visualization of where you want to go stay more active in your mind, because I do believe in the law of attraction. It has worked for me in times where I knew and didn't know about it. And just to remove the clutter, you need to constantly be seeing where you want to be, which is very difficult maybe a couple of years ago, but now it's a lot easier. Just go to a library where you can hotspot and find some information according to the industry or the passion that you're actually looking to follow or pursue. And it's not possible. It's not possible to not actually get to where you want to be unless you die. And then I think heaven's still a fine destination from what people say. So
absolutely, yeah. So that was quite powerful, Phiwa, I must say, just kind of taking yourself into a quiet place and just the visualization and believing, and those are all important, and absolutely law of attraction. We speak about the RAS and being and experiencing and saying it, and we actually mentioned it this week in one of our things about things come alive in two phases. One, you've got to think it, and second, it comes to life in action. So it can't be it can't, if you haven't visualized it or thought of it, it won't come to life, right? So as you've said now, visualization, I agree, is also very powerful. Speaking to people, following people, listening, being inspired, and believing in yourself. I think that was a very important one. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I think it was a very inspiring entrepreneurial journey to listen to, and some nice words of wisdom to help us wherever we are in our business, whether we're just out feeling we're hitting a wobble or not sure what we are doing. So thanks so much again, Phiwa. I really enjoyed chatting to you.
Thank you, Megan. I'm actually looking forward to more of this.
Awesome. Well, you must join us you can join us on one session where we talk a little bit more about business. Then you can come and share some insights with us. Yeah. And then that's it for today. And yeah, please do. We are live on YouTube today. Our software didn't work to hit us via LinkedIn, so I'll share it there. But give us a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I come with live content on a weekly basis, always learning, inspiring as a marketing mentor. So yeah, look forward to seeing you guys. I probably won't be live next week Friday, as I'll be traveling, but we'll be back in business with Friendly Friday, the Friday thereafter, with more inspiring like-minded entrepreneurs. So have a great day, and wishing you all a happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks, Megan.
Cheers.